Hello, it's hello. Am I on? Am I on? Is this working? I don't know if this is working. Oh, it is working. Okay, so it's Lone here, Lone Wolf from WolfTerritoriesGrid.org. Wolf Territories Grid, 700 odd regions, 9 servers, and growing very fast. But growing very fast has had a lot of growing pains, and I thought I'd just list some quick grid gotchas. These some things will be really helpful for um, even a one server grid. If you've got many servers, then you need to probably think about some of these things. I've been building real life big databases and servers and APIs and all kinds of things for quite a few number of years. So when I took on building wolfterritories.org, it was a lot about how I implement some of the things I learned from those other tremendously difficult and awkward things to this sort of platform, and making it scalable, which is kind of important when you're building grids, because what tends to happen if you get a little bit popular is that people come along and want to get a bit of land or rent a region. And I'll show you what ours is like at the moment. Statistically, we've got 726 regions, 743 square kilometres of land, water and sea. It's about 60 users, so because we're only a young grid, we've only been around since February. That's our map. You can see how fast it is now, and obviously there's lots of building work going on, especially over this side, these areas here. There's building work going on up there, there's lots of it going on down here, and just all over the place there's things going on here in Wolf Territories Grid, and we've got a lot of things for you to come and see. You can find them just on this destination guide. Anyway, enough about me, more about grids. Okay, so when you're running any kind of architecture like this, you need to think scalable. So and there are some little tiny things that are going to make things a lot quicker and helpful. So number one, check your all servers are running the same time zone. Now you might think, okay, that if you rent all your servers from the same provider, they'd all be running the same time zone. But no, I found that one of my servers was actually running Pacific time. I had another one in European time, and this all came to light when I had a job running at midnight to back up all the ores on the server, and it fired in the middle of me uploading an ore, which obviously upset everything on that server, because of course it was trying to upload an ore and also create an ore backup of the ore it was uploading, and it all got very messy, and there were prims everywhere. It was just, oh dear, never mind. Anyway, so make sure that all servers are running in the time zone, that the same time zone. So mine's Europe London, not because the servers are in London Europe, it's because I'm in London Europe, and so I think in terms of that time. Next thing, this is very important on your robust server. Okay, robust servers need to have a lot of love, care and attention, and give them lots of hugs and chocolate, and keep them happy, because they are under basically pressure all the time from the regions. And you can have multiple robust servers with a load balancer, and what that essentially means is that you have say 3 or 4 robust servers and a bit of software that sits on top of them and kind of redirects, depending on the traffic, directs it to whichever robust server isn't very busy. Now, there is a round robin kind of idea where you move from robust server one after the other, but I prefer one where it actually monitors how busy the processor is running on the servers, and the ones, if it's got a bit of a busy processor, it will switch to the robust server that's the least busy. Okay, so check MySQL has enough connections. So there's a max connections parameter with MySQL. If it's not big enough, you'll notice all kinds of strange, horrible things happening on your grid, like people do this. You go Alt-R to get your region details up, and it won't say the right thing. You go, it'll say all the wrong things, and it won't be right. And so that's kind of really important. When you're running your mono in your script to start your regions, add in this, okay, which a lot of people don't. So they're basically running their grid OpenSim executables as a client application rather than a server, because it is a server. So you go mono and add this minus server minus optimize equals all. That gave us a bit of a performance boost. So if you're loading ores, turn off automatic save ores. So do go into your cron tab and turn it off, just in case it fires while the ores being loaded. If you're running a grid with more than 2 or 3 servers, you really want to have robust pretty much on its own server. Maybe have your welcome area on the same server, so it's going to be as fast as possible. And lastly, but not least, very much think about the future. Okay, that's one of the reasons. You'll find another video I've done about object storage, and having like a petabyte of space available for assets if I need it. I don't pay for that, obviously. I only pay for what I need, and it grows as I want. And I've got another video, and in fact I've just helped another grid switch to object storage for storing assets. Prepare for the future. Think about what your usage is going to be if you become a very popular grid and get a lot of users, or you get the 2 or 3 prim piggies who just like to res. You know who you are. You know who you are. Prim piggies who just res everything. You just go to Avi Worlds and get the whole of their store and build a beautiful environment out of it. Prim piggies, yes, you'll have to deal with them. You will have to deal with them, even if you're, you know, if you've got just a small region, so people come along and ask for land, and you give them a bit of land, and before you know what happens is they build a life-size model of Paris on a 1x1. The big Eiffel Tower in the middle, and it's 95,000 prims, and you know, and I know there's prim limits and everything like that, but that's what I'm saying. Think about the future. Think about how can I apply some of the latest technologies to my grid to make it faster and better. And I think if you come to Wolf Territories grid, you'll find it's pretty fast and quick. Anyway, I skipped number 3 because I want to do that last. I had a really weird thing going on where I couldn't quite understand why, but certain things like teleporting, when we were just on one server, were really quick, and then we were on loads of servers were different. And then I realised this morning that the DNS, that's the domain name service, so you've probably gone to Namecheap or somewhere like that and registered your domain name. Ours is wolfterritories.org, and obviously I've got grid.wolfterritories.org, and that points at the grid. And then I've got some other domain names to tell the grid where the other servers are, and they've got different names like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. It goes grid and then 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 with something different, and the domain name service basically tells everything where everything else is. Now the thing was, my DNS was hosted in London because it was set up with when the website was set up. Okay, so if you go to wolfterritories.org www, you get a nice website, and that website is in London. Whereas the actual servers are in Germany. Now what happened was I switched the DNS, so I changed the name servers, and I know this is all technical, but I changed the name servers to point to the servers in Germany, and just copied the DNS entries across to the servers in Germany, and it made a huge difference, because the servers in Germany, when they wanted to talk to each other, instead of although they have static routes set up, instead of wandering off to the UK to find out where the second server is, they just looked it up on the same systems, and it made it really much quicker, which was really cool. And that's it. I think that's about all the gotchas, grid gotchas. And if you've got any other ideas, of course, please throw them my way. We've got some exciting things going on. I'm going to talk a bit about I was very kindly shown how to get some stats on my grid. I'm a bit nervous about putting extra things on these servers. I prefer them to just run OpenSim and just run robust and databases, just the basic stuff. I don't like Jazzy. I don't put PHP my admin or anything like that on there. A, it's a security risk, and B, the server doesn't need it. That's why I think Linux, running OpenSim on Linux, is better than Windows, because Windows you have a big desktop and a pretty graphics and more ways to get it hacked, whereas Linux it's all very it's all pretty well protected, you know, and I've got firewalls set up as well. Don't forget your firewalls. And firewalls on OpenSim are a bit of a pain because of all the ports that the regions have to have open. So I've got a script that actually goes through, reads all the environment files, reads all the ini files, and looks for the ports and makes sure the firewalls have got those open, so we don't get any embarrassing section where you try and teleport and you can't. That's a lot. That's a lot. You might want to watch this video again. You probably won't. You'll probably want to go and watch a really nice film and drink a really lovely cup of tea. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Lone Wolf. If you've got any things you want me to talk about, that's really cool. I'm going to do another video, my video about making a cat on a map, which is also available on my channel on YouTube. Where is he? He's up here. You can actually visit him. I've left him up. There he is. He looks a bit dodgy there. There we go. My cat on a map. That's proved quite good. So there's lots of videos on my channel, about 6. I'm going to be adding pretty much every few days. I'll think of something, and if I don't, why don't you ask me a question? I'd be very glad to answer. Anyway, have a really good day. Lone Wolf, Wolf Territories Grid, www.wolfterritories.org.